Hello, welcome to another painting video. This time I'm back onto this painting here, Rusalka, the first one. I've actually started a second one of this series, the drawing of it, the other day because I was somewhere else, not in the studio, and I wanted to at least get something started. But I didn't want to work on this painting in a different lighting scenario. Back to this painting. After making this modular color chart based on still a very limited Zorn palette. I've talked about this on previous videos. And here's what I'm going to be using. Phthalo blue, cadmium red light, yellow ochre, titanium white. The change from the previous chart I made, which is up here, which you can't see. I can see it, so I can reference it. The Transparent Red Iron Oxide is being replaced with Cadmium Red. Why? Because these two colors, Phthalo blue and Cadmium Red, can make really nice grays, like a cool bluish gray. Previously, with the Transparent Red Iron Oxide, everything went to green, so didn't really care for that. You can see just all the greens in here everywhere. Now, what I want to do on this painting, now that I'm changing my palette up, is be very specific with my mixtures, because the image I'm working from, which looks a bit dark within the video here, it's a lot lighter than what you're actually seeing. The relative value is intact. Here's what I want to do with this. Not only is there a very small gamut meaning a very small color range, very small hue range within the bottom of this painting. Actually 90% of the painting, except for this yellowy green up at the top. Everything else is very blue. But there's very subtle differences within here. The hair goes to more of this kind of reddish color at the top of this chart into these darker colors. I love how the skin tones are still very grayish blue, but they go a little bit towards the warm colors, probably somewhere in between here, right in this area, this gamut, very small range within there. And then the dress, also a very small range, but it turns towards blue, maybe a little bit of this kind of grayish area here. And then the background, we get a bit more green, so we move down in this area, probably right around in here. If I were to outline this chart of where I'm going to be working the color throughout this whole painting, is a very small range. It would probably be right around in here, and that's it. And maybe just for the hair up here, and then some yellow greens at the top left, if I decide to put those in. They may be too distracting with everything else I have going on, but I love that there's so much that you can describe within an image, within a very small gamut, just a really tiny area. All grays, subtle transitions between all of them. I think what I'm going to start out with is mixing up those separations and having a clear separation on my palette, skin tone, dress, watery background. Those three areas, and then play within that very small gamut. That's how I'm going to start it. Keep me in that kind of box, that area, that even more limited palette. I mean, if you think about it, the bigger palettes, the bigger color charts I have go through a wide range of colors, and this is just a section of one, and I'm only going to be using colors within a small section of this one and trying to make an entire painting of it. I think it's a lot of fun. Being able to limit yourself to just bare essentials and hopefully being able to make something beautiful with it, I think is really powerful. To be able to say that I don't need a whole bunch of color. I don't need all these tubes of paint. I don't need all of this extraneous information to make something that's beautiful. Just look at Anders Zorn's work, the Zorn palette. This is basically the Zorn palette. You just replace phthalo blue with ivory black and you have a Zorn palette. He made tremendously gorgeous paintings with just that. I love the idea of it. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I'm back, and you know, that was about a little bit over 2 hours of painting. I didn't get really a lot done on the painting. I mean, I didn't cover a lot of space. 90% of that 2 hours was spent here on the neck and the head. My kitten is bothering me right now. I'm going to put you on camera. No, you go lay down. The reason why I spent so much time on the head and neck here is because I love the form within the neck, the subtle transitions that really describe the roundness of the muscles that are there, and I guess the esophagus and everything. I still have a little bit to kind of figure out within the chin there, the hair, some of this neck. I mean, there's a lot of detail there that I really put into that. And I felt like it really needed it. I mean, within a lot of paintings that I've been doing, I've been moving away from a lot of detail, but for here, I feel it needed it. So I went with it. There's still some work to be done to really describe some of those forms. But for today, this session, yeah, I'm pretty much done with this session today, or I am done with this session today. I think in tomorrow's session, I'll look at this again after, you know, it's kind of dried over the night. It's given my brain time to think about it. Probably go in and adjust a few things. I do love how I changed the light. I removed this yellow, where it's the trees that are reflecting in the water in the background are getting hit by some sunlight. There's too much distraction there. But what I saw yesterday when I was mixing up phthalo blue and cadmium red light in a mixture that was all grays, which you see here, this is a greenish gray, a bluish gray, a warmish gray that I've been dealing with the entire painting. And then popping like just the cadmium red straight out of the tube close to that. And what I did here, like the head of the figure is just barely catching light. Like they're just stretching their neck way up as far as they can to just feel a little bit of that warmth and just really pushing the intensity on that. It makes, I think, the entirety of the whole painting work. I like how everything else can serve that, and that's the purpose of the painting. Every other color, or every color on this painting that is not that red is intentionally subdued, intentionally gray, intentionally neutralized, as far from saturation as it can get, just so that area will really be the focal point. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that a lot more. I really love that red green glow that it has, and you need what's around it in order for that to glow so brightly. You can't have that in the middle of all the kinds of other oranges and things like that. You wouldn't see it. It wouldn't be as dramatic, and that's what I like. I like the drama of it. Really like the drama of it. The more I look at the neck, the more I want to continue to adjust all kinds of things. But, you know, you can only do so much in one single painting. Verdict on the new change in this palette. Again, this is just a part of the entire palette. I have the entirety of the one sitting up here and look at past videos for the Transparent Red Iron Oxide and Phthalo Blue palette or color chart that I created. But I love the switch out of Transparent Red Iron Oxide with Cadmium Red. It works really well with Phthalo Blue. It is able to really neutralize that Phthalo Blue and to knock it back, and to also have so much subtlety within all these grays. Greenish gray, reddish gray, purplish gray, a warmish yellowish gray, bluish gray, teal grays, and then up here into these almost burnt sienna type grays. Loving it. I really enjoy that makeup of palette. Phthalo blue, cadmium red light, yellow ochre, titanium white. I can see myself sticking with this palette for a while. We'll see though. Okay, that's it for me today. I'm going to clean up my palette. and get on to a whole bunch of other stuff that I want to do today on this Sunday. I will see you in the next video. If you want to buy my artwork, go to chrisbevan.com, linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.